Forget that. Howdy ho, Arkansas Pilgrim here again. This Shed Wars video is about how to protect your delicate seedlings against frost. Alright, now I'm kind of jumping ahead here and doing some stuff out of order because I haven't posted the video about planting these seedlings. Hadn't put it together yet, but we're about to have a frost tomorrow morning. So I'm going to have to do something about it, so I figured I'd go ahead and film it and tell you about it. The first thing you can do to protect your seedlings from frost is don't put them out before it's going to frost. Okay? And I have rushed these out a bit. This was just 2 days ago that I put these out, and today is March 31st, and our average last frost date here in Arkansas, at least my part of Arkansas, is April 15th. But that's the average last frost date, you know, and that means it can frost after and before. That's how averages work. So when we've got warm weather here, and you never know what can happen. But at any rate, I went ahead and took the chance and put them out. But that's because I also have a way of protecting them. And that's the second way to protect your item from your seedlings from getting frost. And that is to cover them so they don't get hit by the cold. Now, one of the things I do, I've made a couple of these things. Let's see if we can see them here. Here, let me just put it down. You can see that. That's 2 pieces of wood, strips of wood. And I've got chicken wire connected to them. Now, I actually hate chicken wire, but I had this because I'd used it. That's how I learned to hate chicken wire, by buying some and using it. But I had some scraps, and I went ahead and made some tunnels. See there, that covers? I made those basically to protect my plants from my chickens when I let them run around in the yard. And I would close the ends off, and then they couldn't get to, because they'll come through and devastate things. But with that in place there, I can cover it. I've got this moving blanket. I've got a bunch of these. And actually a tarp would be fine, but moving blanket's even better. And I just kind of cover it over, tuck it down on both sides. Do a little adjustment. Once you make sure you get it tucked over. And for a super hard freeze, actually the blanket would help, but just your regular old, you know, cheapy blue plastic tarps will help. And as far as this goes, I could probably just do something like that on those because they're so small. Putting the tarp on them won't hurt them. If you have larger plants and you are going to throw a tarp out on them, they might knock them over and break them. What you can do then is take, you know, small stakes, or stakes that are at least, you know, taller than the plants. After you pound them in, you can pound them around, throw the tarp over them, and they'll act as a cover, as long as it's not a real hard freeze. Even if it gets down to freezing, that won't freeze the plants.